Hello, hello, Latonia Price here, coming to you with a Facebook Live. Today I was wanting to do one a couple of days, actually a few days ago, but I've actually been a little under the weather. So, excuse me if I can't get like overly excited or my voice may sound just a tad bit different. But I wanted to come and share on today. I've been trying to do something, at least something each month, just on one of our awesome items that we do offer, as you know, a Damsel, in defense of Independent Damsel Pro. I wanted to make sure that your empowerment stunner is keeping you safe and educated and equipped. And so as you're getting the products, I definitely want to make sure you all know how to use them. I definitely appreciate everybody that has been so supportive. When I say I started this in August of 2017, and those last several months were incredible. They were incredible. I really do appreciate the support. Thank you so much for all those that have bought product, which of course that goes a lot further. Remember, every purchase is giving back this organization. I call it a faith ignited or a faith driven, if you will, organization that gives back. They actually give back every month to some kind of foundation, nonprofit, or some place that is actually helping like women and families with domestic violence, sex trafficking, something. And so that's helping to protect them from situations that are just unfortunately so detrimental and so kind of like just really just harmful to a memory, if you will, just even experience. So just always remember that as you actually go out and get these items, of course. And so also, if you join the team, that's also another way of supporting. There's all levels of ways supporting. Joining the team, getting the items, spreading the word, just letting folks know. So definitely do so. All right, so today I wanted to talk about our pepper sprays. Now, I am in Indianapolis, Indiana. Please be aware that we do sell certain items like stun guns and pepper sprays that may actually have a restriction in certain states. Now, I do know that we kind of try to keep up with those restrictions. I know we've recently had some updates with some states as far as like being able to have the stun gun. Believe it or not, there are states that will not allow you to carry a stun gun or carry pepper spray. The only restriction here in Indiana is I believe is we can't do the take it and leave it combo. We have a special pepper spray and tear gas combo, and I believe that's because it's the restriction on the tear gas, not the pepper spray. So that's the reason why here in Indiana we can't have that combo, because of the tear gas. But pepper sprays is fine as far as here in the state of Indiana, and stun guns are too. So definitely make sure that you are aware of your state laws. It's not like a lot of restrictions. Definitely check it out. You can always inbox me and just ask if your state is actually allowed to do stun guns or pepper sprays, and I can double check that for you, and just make sure where we are when it comes to those restrictions. And so, but yeah, I believe by the end of 2017, a couple of states actually got up and like they got some legislative things passed, like some women, some activists here with that's connected with Damsel in Defense works on that, believe it or not. I was really pleased and impressed to even get that kind of news within like my Damsel in Defense emails and stuff like that on the Facebook page, the private Facebook pages and stuff like that with corporate. I was really pleased to hear that there are women that are connected with Damsel in Defense that are working in those legislative powers, if you will, to get some things passed so that way we can feel more protected. Of course, the gun laws is always going to kind of be that forefront, but there are also other ways and other methods of, carrying and not have it be a first line of defense being lethal, if you will. So I want to talk about the pepper spray because that's what's legal here in Indiana. That's what's legal here. And so I want to talk about our pepper sprays. First and foremost, our pepper sprays and our weapons, when it comes to this, it's always about making sure our attacker is feeling some sort of pain, and this pain is a deterrent. And so, when it comes to our pepper sprays, first and foremost, they are very, very powerful. They are not your average pepper sprays. They are very powerful. I believe they have that highest level of intensity. They are made by the cayenne pepper combinations, the different pepper combinations. If you get it on your skin, yes, you can feel it, that kind of thing. So you definitely want to keep that in mind. We have received really some good trainings, safety trainings when using the pepper spray. The pepper spray, like with most of our items, you want to think of other tactical ways of defending yourself and versus just it being a spray, if you will. So I'm going to show this image, which is probably going to be backwards, unfortunately, but I'm going to read it because it's going to be really small. But every time I allow some people to purchase a pepper spray, I hand them this. And basically at the top it says it's pepper spray effects. And so it kind of highlights what happens to a person when you spray them with our pepper spray. So I'm just going to read it here. So the eyes is basically they start to tear, it's burning, involuntary closing. Like they close. Eyes will be bloodshot for up to several hours. Nose, a discharge, burning, irritation. Mouth, accelerated saliva secretion. In the throat, it's going to swelling of the throat, causing uncontrollable gasping and gagging sensation. And then, like I was saying about the skin is going to have that burning and stinging feeling on the surface nerve endings. And then, of course, in the chest, it's going to be irrepressible coughing and tight upper respiratory system. So it's going to like tighten up, if you will. So it does a major effect. So basically, as you go through this, our tag usually says spray and get away. And so that's usually the tag when it comes to that. And so basically when you're doing this, you want to, and this is my pepper spray. Of course, the case is purple because purple is my favorite color. We have different ones. This is what we call our hard shelly. We have different ones. We have ones that's like the poucho pepper, which come like a little cutesy little pouch with it. And all of our pepper sprays are either, they start at 10. This one's 10. And then we have, I'm just looking down at my catalog here. So this is 10, the one I'm holding. The poucho pepper is 10. We have a little hot hand, which actually is it comes with a special, it's kind of like the insert to this. It's just the insert, but it comes with a special glove. Basically, we kind of have those for those that like to maybe ride their bike or even a jogger or something like that, and they don't want to kind of like hold it in their hand, but they just have a glove, and then you can slide your pepper spray like into the little pouch, as far as into the little area where you can keep your pepper spray and you can keep it handy. So you can actually do that as well. And so, and then of course, like I said, there was the take it and leave it, which is the pepper spray combo with the tear gas combo. So, and so with this one, this is just the regular pepper spray. This is what I carry. I do not keep it on my key ring. So here's some safety tips. I don't keep mine on my key ring only because of the fact that you never know how your keys get slammed around, and in effect, hey, you might get jumbled. I don't want nothing to deter me from holding this the proper way. And then you also want to ensure that you are sort of practicing how you're going to hold it. Normally I'll just have this out in my hand at night, however that might be. I just might have it out in my hand and just have it, ready. I might have it on unlock and just ready to go. Also, if it's not unlocked, you can always, and this is something that we learned that is very, very informative, I know for me, but for a lot of us, you want to ensure that you practice unlocking, because all of our pepper sprays and everything comes with a lock. So that way, of course, it's not being sprayed everywhere or it gets accidentally pressed, right? So you want to practice unlocking it. Now, of course, you want to get used to that. You want to just practice. Basically, 1,000 times. 1,000 times. Try to get 1,000 reps in. That's going to create the muscle memory. Basically, what that means is that in the event that you are under or you feel threatened or you're about to be attacked, you're not fumbling and trying to figure out how to unlock this thing. You literally already know how to do it, and you don't even have to think twice about it. And that's the thing. And that's the whole point. Even with any self-defense situation, and I think I've said this before, you always want to practice. You don't want to go to a self-defense class just the one time and think, oh, I've got this. No, excuse me, the skills and everything and moves that they show you, you want to make sure that you are practicing that at home. Not to say you want to, injure your spouse or you want to injure a friend. I'm not saying that. But you definitely want to practice. You want to practice those moves. You want to think of those things. One of the things that we were talking about, especially with things like this and our stun guns and things like that, is the fact that, you're going to be thinking of like a OODA loop effect, which those letters all stand for something. And then, of course, you also have what they call moving off the X. And so when you're moving off the X, you're moving in a certain angle, I believe it's 45-degree angle, and you're making slides back. You're not going to turn and run, but you're going to take steps back in order to move off the X, because once you spray your assailant, they're already feeling the effects. They're already starting to, their eyes are closed, they're disoriented, they're starting to choke, things are starting to close off. They're already feeling the effects. So your priority is to move off the X and get out of there. That is your priority. And so that's what you want to really think of initially. Of course, with the, like with these, but actually even with the Poucho Peppers, they was talking about how, unfortunately, maybe the assailant has grabbed you. Maybe the assailant has unfortunately got you and you're in close proximity with your assailant. What if you pop this off and then you get the effects? You want to actually think of a situation and you want to keep in mind and maybe keep your head turned as you're actually getting your assailant. Now, of course, people are like, well, if my head is turned, I don't know if I'm getting their face. So the best essence you can do is turn, try to feel for their face, and spray. Will that mean that you're going to get some on your hand? Yes, but it's going to be a whole lot better than you getting the actual effects on your face. And you need to see in order for you to get away. So you can always also do something that they showed about a special point here, which I actually, on my previous, I want to say with the Sakatumi, I showed that diagram of the different parts of the body. There's actually also a point right here where the earlobe and all that is right there. And you can actually, like this one especially, this is one of the reasons I got the hard Shelly. I'm not going to lie about it. You can actually press right up against that assailant's bottom of that, and that's going to be a pressure point. And that's going to just literally be a painful trigger, and that's going to disorient him. Because the pains are going to disorient them. It's going to get them off their game. It's going to get them off their tilter, if you will. It's going to make them lose focus. And so that's another way to actually just drive it right. And this is if the person's on you and you're trying to struggle and get away. Push it right up against that ear and just keep pressing. And it's going to actually, cause a definite amount of pain. So that's just some other ways. Like I was saying, there's other ways of ensuring that. And that's one of the reasons why I don't want to keep keys on these, because I want to make sure to utilize this to its fullest if I ever had to. But like I said, even with a stun gun, same thing. Because it has those hard surfaces and you can do multiple things with it. So definitely keep that in mind. And so basically, it definitely is very potent. I wasn't going to mention her, but I'm going to mention it, and nobody really knows you unless you're going to comment on this and say that it was you that did it. So, my hairdresser, she actually got one of these. Another point I want to make to everyone, because she was curious, so obviously everybody else might be. When it comes to how this sprays out, my hairdresser unfortunately tried to test this at home. And of course she thought it was going to be a mist, but it's a straight shot. It's a penetrative shot. It's just literally, it sprays out approximately up to 16 feet. So it sprays out, and so it's very powerful. It's very triggered, and of course she got a huge orange spot on her wall because she was trying to see if it was a mist. I said, no, I'm sorry. Maybe I should have said that before you got it, but she found out it works. So it left a huge orange reddish color circle all on her wall. White wall, mind you. So, please do not practice with the actual ones at home. If you need a water insert, please let me know. Maybe you want to practice squirting it for real. We do have water inserts that we do offer. So, not a lot of people try to practice, spraying it. Definitely, because the unlocking, you can actually do that without spraying it. But, yeah, if you really want to practice spraying it, yeah, just contact one of us and we can, contact me. I got some, I don't have a lot of them, but I got some water inserts where it's just water if you just want to learn how to spray. So, but yes, that's something else with this. It can spray out to 16 feet and it's just a straight line. It's not a mist. It's not a spray. I know we say pepper spray and we think, maybe a mist or something, but no. It's actually a very targeted, streamed fluid that comes out. And so reason for that is because, you want to get directly into their eyes or whatever. And another key thing, and I'll kind of end on this because I'm thinking of everything, right? You want to think Z. I think people think of Zorro. That's the most common thing. When you spray, you want to think of a Z. So you want to get their eyes, nose, mouth. Eyes, nose, mouth. So you want to do that when you do that. Of course, you can try to spray straight ahead, but of course, if you're spraying all over the place, hopefully eventually you get their face. But I know myself, if I'm still going to be in a sort of frightened situation and God forbid I panic, but I'm still going to be afraid. So I'm probably going to be spraying all over the place. Make sure the face is all covered. But the essence is you want to think eyes, nose, mouth. So think of that. So yeah, definitely do that. And I got my mom one. I told her the same thing. Think eyes, nose, mouth. And it sprays out 16 feet. So they don't even have to get up that close on you. There is a lady on YouTube that gives her testimony about a pepper spray. And so I encourage anyone that does hear this and listen to this, find that testimony about the pepper spray where she didn't think she needed, but in fact she did. And so it was really a great little video that I found. They probably got more, but that was a really good one that when I first started doing this, it was a really powerful little video because it really just reflects how we don't think we need something, and then all of a sudden something in the pit of your stomach, you don't feel comfortable, and that's basically her story. She didn't feel comfortable about something, and lo and behold, that pepper spray came in handy. Luckily, she was able to spray and get away. So yeah, so that's just something to think about. So I definitely want to ensure that you all are well equipped and educated and empowered when you have these items. So all items, including these, are definitely available at my website, www.empowermentstunner.com. And you want to definitely check that out. Check out the pepper sprays. Check out the Sakatumi. I'll definitely be going over some other items like the actual, like the stun guns and all that stuff. I'll definitely want to try to actually incorporate those things that we have been learning about the safety trainings and tips. Because, we, as we're getting educated, we're, furthering you all's education and safety as well. Because, hey, unfortunately, we live in that world where we have to be a little bit more careful when we go out and about, all right? So, as I stated, that was the pepper spray for today. And you can get that on my website, www.empowermentstunner.com. Any questions you might have, you can inbox me here on my business Facebook page. You can also email me, which is empowermentstunner@gmail.com. So until next time, have a blessed rest of the evening. Bye.